You're good. I'm trying to get everything set up here on my end, and it's being fucking retarded. Dude, why doesn't it just fucking pull up the same damn thing that it's been pulling up every week? Why does it always try to pull up something different? What the hell? F1 French Grand Prix. There we go. Fuck, finally. That button. So according to the map I found, there's no corner on this track with a special name.
Oh wow.
Including the altered chicane on the Mistral. Okay, so the straightaway from turn 7 to 8 and 9 to the long sweeping right-hander of 10 is called the Mistral Straight. But that's the only thing that I can find that actually is a name. Hold on a minute.
I just realized that game audio was on. So like they were hearing me. It's funny.
So the current lap record is 132.7. Except I said.
Did invites go out yet?
Maverick sent me one. I didn't fucking take it. Hold on. I'm loading it right now.
Okay, invite me. If I can find my fucking TV remote. There it is.
There you go.
Thank you.
Wait, dude, I love the French Grand Prix, and so does Skeppy and Maverick. There's a bunch of guys who I think could be fighting for the win. That's the 1982. Wow, dude. All the track maps in the phone, other than the one that's on Wikipedia, doesn't give you any corners. All of them are the 1982. Oh, we're running down the Michigan Straight. That's the only fucking name. Fuck it. Are you in the lobby?
Mm-hmm.
I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
Got a pretty decent grid so far, 14 drivers right now.
Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
And we're flying so close to where we belong. And we're trying to go somewhere new.
How we looking?
What?
How we looking?
We got 14 drivers.
No ready ups yet? I need you to speak a tad bit louder for now because the music.
I said nobody's ready up yet.
I know I heard you, but I was just giving a heads up.
NASCAR that I raced and watched us last week, and they've been like in their league, in their NASCAR leagues, promoting this fucking like hardcore. We might have 40 people watching.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because there's 35 people in the NASCAR league that I race in on Friday nights, and like 3/4 of them were like, fuck yeah, we're gonna tune in Bad Hunt rides, and we're gonna tune in. So Bad Hunt's been like fucking just promoting the shit out of us all week long. I'm gonna give him a little shout out at some point during tonight's broadcast. I don't know when, but I'm definitely going to.
We going or no?
No, there's still more drivers joining at this time.
Okay.
Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gotta move the ocean current till the winds flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves.
All right.
Make shockwaves with you.
Get ready, 20 seconds.
Shockwaves with you.
10 seconds.
Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
3, 2, 1.
Shockwaves with you.
All right. And go quiet. Three, two, 1. Round 8 of the Tier 2 Championship brings us to France at the Paul Ricard circuit for the French GP. In the booth with you again, B-Roll Oliver Jr. I'm B-Roll Blue Flag to bring you another fantastic night of racing here on the Breakout Racing League Twitch channel. For more on the track, here's Aldifer with his track insight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful Saturday evening. Glad that you're all joining us. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. Tonight, we're going to be racing around this beautiful French circuit. This circuit actually opened on April 19th of 1970, and little fact, its innovative facilities made it one of the safest racing circuits in the world at the time it was opened. This track's been through 3 phases. The first phase was just 9 turns long. Second phase had 14 turns, and now the current layout that we have been running since 2018 with the Mistral chicane in the back of the Mistral straight has 15 turns. It is exactly 3.6 miles long. Sebastian Vettel currently holds the fastest race lap time here of a 132.7 in his Ferrari back in 2019 during the season. Honestly, tonight I'm expecting many of the drivers to have issues down here in Turn 5. Turn 1 and Turn 2 are kind of blind. Turn 1, you're looking into it, but the exit of Turn 2 is over the crest of a hill on the right-hand side, so it's kind of blind getting off over there. Look to see a lot of drivers getting penalties for track extending there. Also, watch for guys having issues down in Turn 6. Turn 6 is the long, sweeping right-hander before you make the left onto the Mistral straight. That is a turn that is flat. There's no camber in it whatsoever, and everybody's trying to get the power down as early as they possibly can and losing traction, lighting up the rear tires, and we will probably see 1 or 2 people loop it here in qualifying. Blue flag, I believe we do have a car heading out on track right now.
We do max space stations out on the circuit right now as we speak. Max space stations near the back straightaway, the start of the back straightaway. It seems it has, of course.
Already got a few different ideas playing out here. France is one of those tracks that really loves to eat the tires off of a car. If you're a driver that can really watch his tire usage and how much of that tire he uses early on in the run, you can do very well here. But just looking at it, we've already got 3 different ideas of what the drivers should be doing here today. We've got quite a few people out on the mediums, and then we have a few stragglers that are on an outlap on softs, but then we have 2 guys that are out there on mediums right now. Mexena and Ritzy Raccoon in the Alfa Romeo are both on mediums, so looking to see what they'll lay down today. Oh yeah, hard compound. Dadgummit, I'm still stuck in 2018.
And just in from the Ferrari, we got a little bit of insight on the weather from the Ferrari pit lane. It seems like it is going to be a heavy rain to dry race.
No way. 3 weeks in a row of rain? Oh, I've been waiting all year for this. Heavy rain. Yes.
Yeah, so it looks like strategies are definitely going to be interesting. Heading
At this
towards
point, if it's going to be heavy rain in the beginning of the race, everybody should be going out and trying to set their fastest laps possible on softs. As you see mixed face taste right now on my screen, just purpled sector 1. It's probably not going to hold up because he's got a couple of cars behind him on softs. But, you know, everybody should be getting on softs right now and doing hard runs on the softs to try to get as far up the field as they can, because we've already seen what can happen when it starts raining with these cars just last week. Remember, in Canada, we had a bunch of guys having issues with rear grip, and some of them even having a big issue with understeer. So really strange to see a lot of these guys out here on mediums.
Well, they could also be saving their softs for later runs in the qualifying session, as Max Face is in the final few corners of. He's getting around to turn 13 now, heading into turn 14. LDR Redeemer's going to be setting the first lap time number 132.428 lap from him. As Max Face comes around the final corner, heading down the main straight, what is his lap time going to be? It's going to be interesting to see from the Chilean driver. It's going to be provisional pole with a 132.247. It's a great lap for him. As we're going to look at one of the soft runners, actually, Funky Cactus. He's one of our soft runners. Max Face still holds up the provisional poles. Skeppy's going to move in second with Raccoon, slotting in fourth. Funky Cactus kind of just cut the course there. Yeah, he abandoned his lap there.
And there goes Maverick to the top of the leaderboard with a good lap on his medium compound tires, a 131.7. That's going to be about 5/10 faster than anybody else on the medium compound. So that puts Maverick in the provisional pole right now. Seeing a lot of flags in Sector 2 on the Mistral Straight, just cars that are moving out of the way, don't worry. But there goes Cardinal, the first car to set a time on the soft compound tire, and he sets a 131.3. Honestly, I think Cardinal should be worried. I'm kind of hoping that Cardinal had an issue on that lap, because with Maverick running a 131.7 on the mediums, I'm sure Maverick can get into the 130.5 to the 130.7 range on a set of soft compound tires. So going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But yeah, I definitely think I would be worried as well. If that was my lap time.
Weiser Square coming through the Mistral chicane right now, heading into the second section of the Mistral Straight. Coming down here, this is a turn where the car really shouldn't be able to do this, but it does. You take this right-hander flat out at almost 200 mile an hour, and then it's a little bit of trail braking with some very, very fine, very minute gear shifts to keep the car settled, but also slowing it down. Get into the left-hander right here, very, very late apex. Try to get a perfect run out of that. Set yourself up very good to drive down into this next left-hander. Got to get on the brakes pretty decently, but you got to be very careful. That's a portion of the track where you see a lot of guys lock up. Weiser Square taking a very early gear, trying not to lose traction. He's going to go up to P3 on that soft compound run with a 131.8. He actually probably could have gone faster than that because he already has 2 laps on those tires. So he did take the shine, the sheen, and the very good rubber off of those tires to set that time. So look for him to probably improve once he goes back to pit lane.
Yeah, great lap from the McLaren driver. A lot of improvement from him this season already. I do remember he had some issues earlier in the season, but great improvement from him. Let's see who else is out on course on a hot lap. It looks like Whiffy Winner's about to complete his. Toro Rosso, the flying Canadian. The man who won in the Canadian GP last week for his first time. He's going to move up to P5 with a respectable time, about 9 tenths back. Tazonic, though, his teammate right behind him, is going to go on provisional pole with a 131.3. So great lap from Tazonic. Just going to be able to sector one. I think just somebody getting out the way. And we have B-roll Skeppy on softs now. He's on a now. The two Renaults really coming into form racing here. Maverick currently with the championship lead, and Skeppy, who had a third place at Canada, but was after Maverick penalty got lifted, meaning Skeppy got moved to P4. So unlucky for him, as he's slowing down. That was a Whiffy Winner by or Tazonic, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, just looking at the championship standings as they stand right now, Renault is the leader of the Constructors' Championship with Toro Rosso not far behind them. They're less than 20 points back. But then it's almost, excuse me, it's almost as if Renault and Toro Rosso have really pulled away from the rest of the field. Scuderia Ferrari's in third, and they're only at 116 points right now. So they're good ways behind the two front-running cars. And then also a live look at the Drivers' Championship standings as they run right now. BRL Maverick is your leader. He is about 16, 17 points clear of his closest rival, which is going to be SF1 Tom in the Ferrari, who has 106 points. But then Whiffy Winner has 104 points. So the battle for second in the championship standings is really hot right now. Start watching those two during the race today to see which one of them comes out on top and moves into P2 in the championship standings. And then rounding out the top five, is going to be Skeppy and Tazonic. Skeppy having 59 points and Tazonic having 51. So if those two want to make a charge to the front, they're going to have to do very, very well for the rest of the season if they want to make their way up to fight for a championship this year.
And HRC, I think that is a newcomer actually. And then the Mercedes, or it's just a change their name, I'm not too sure.
HRC is a newcomer this week. I believe he used to race with us. I'm not sure if it's him or Toxin F1. One of them is Dripsane, but they have had a name change. Some of you may remember Dripsane from earlier BRL events. He has come back to race with us once more. Good to have him home. I'm going to have to figure out which car he is.
Anyways, the new Mercedes driver, great lap from him. I think he took over Max Stylo's position. Great lap from him on the mediums, actually, which is actually quite impressive. On those compound tires, that's going to put him currently about 2 tenths ahead of Funky Cactus. As we'll look for anybody else on a hot lap.
Orange Crush just finished his first hot lap on the soft compound tire. He runs a 131.6, but one thing I think we should note is he purpled Sector 3. So I believe he may have made some mistakes in 1 and 2 that cost him a little bit, but Orange Crush in the Ferrari just set a very good lap.
Yeah, I could definitely see Orange Crush having some extra power, extra time in the hat. Just needs to pull it out.
Yeah, for all our viewers right now, if you want, please get in the chat, start commenting, look at what I've posted in there. Who do you think is going to take the pole award today? Give us your opinion on who you think is going to be sitting at the pole and leading them around on the warm-up lap and hopefully leading them into turn 1. Give us your opinion, guys. We want to hear from our viewers.
As it looks like Wiser Square's on a hot lap.
Well, I think Orange Crush actually never stopped. He's actually going for a hot lap right now. He's in Sector 3, and he's actually doing very well. He bettered his time in Sector 2, according to my map. So we'll have to see if he decides to pull in or... Okay, yeah, he's going to pit lane. Never mind.
So Wiser Square, yeah, on the back straight. The McLaren driver heading smoothly. He's about a tenth down on his sector time. So he needs to find a lot of time here if he wants to have a shot moving up the grid at all, or even personal besting his time of a 131.837 currently. As B-Row Maverick, the championship leader, starting on a lap, he almost makes a collision with a Red Bull there. I think that might have been Max Senna that came out right behind him. It was. He slotted in right behind him. It looks like he almost made a collision. Interesting there. We'll keep on board with Maverick.
As Maverick's just purpled Sector 1, but I'm kind of concerned. He's come out, and he's going to set this lap, and then he's going to have to do another lap to get back to pit lane. Is he going to have enough time to bolt on another set of tires, or is he just going to use this one as his banker and hope that it makes it, as HRC goes purple again on the soft compound tire?
HRC's in the pits.
Then I've got something wrong with my screen then, because it just showed him purple again. Tazonic goes purple now, 131 flat.
Weird. Cardinal's still in third. He's looking really good as he's heading down the straight right now. Maverick should be finishing the lap soon. And here he comes around the final corner. Where is he going to be is the question. And it is going to be provisional pole for the championship leader at his team's home race. Now,
That's
can
a great
he get
lap
back?
by Maverick.
Can he get back in time to make it for another lap is the question.
I don't think he can. If he wanted to, he'd have to really push right here and now. He's not going to have enough time. That's going to be his lap that he's just going to have to go with. There's no way he's going to make it back to the lane.
Lucky Cactus is getting set up. Looks like HRC is now heading out on the course. I can see his garage. I can see his garage movement in his garage. Engineer comes out of the pit lane. Make sure it's clear, and there he goes. So yeah, all the heavy hitters are going to be heading out to start their final lap soon. As Ricky Raccoon is heading on the back straight. Funky Cactus is just around turn 2, heading to the chicane. Looking very quick. Let's see what his first sector time is. As he's coming up, he's going to be a 10th down on his personal. So he needs to find a lot of time here. If he wants to have a shot at moving up into the top 5. Max Face, he's near the end of the circuit. Coming around, I think that is turn 12. And quickly into turn 13.
Funky Cactus just made a mistake. Big mistake in the Mistral chicane. He got on the power a little too early and almost lost control of the car there in the chicane.
Here comes Max Face Wiz. His lap time going to be, that's going to move him up to 8th. I think that's all he's going to be able to do. He won't have enough time to circle back or even get tires on. So Maverick retires from the session. I think that's just because he wouldn't have time to get in there lap, and we see HRC currently circling about.
getting ready for his final flying lap. Looks like he'll be coming around right around the 22nd mark. As we look for drivers going for their hot laps, looks like Funky Cactus retired. Max Senna's on a hot lap right now. He's pushing it down the back straight in. Oh, and he just went. I guess that's a glitch. He just went up on his personal currently. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. He's gonna get in traffic with Whiffy Winner. Whiffy Winner's gonna be on his out lap. So is Whiffy Winner gonna be holding up the sister car? Is the question.
I don't think so. Whiffy has enough pace. I believe that he'll be able to stay out in front of Max Senna. Max Senna made a little mistake there on exit of the left-hander. He washed out quite a bit. That's probably going to hurt his lap time. He makes a little bit of an error right there, and I think he just ran out of fuel. Yeah, he did. He ran out of fuel just before he got to the line.
Here comes Skeppy. Skeppy's all the way down in 14th, and here he comes to start his final lap of the session. Right at the perfect time as we're going to go over with HRC, see how he's doing. SF1 Cardinal's not going to be able to make it into the top 5. Ritzy Raccoon currently sitting provisionally 5th. Maverick provisionally on pole. Let's see what HRC can do at the second sector split. As I think he actually has... Who is that behind? That is going to be Whiffy Winner directly behind him. So... Is Whiffy catching that dirty air, do you think, or is he actually benefiting off being this distance away? As HRC goes purple in Sector 2 into Sector 3.
I think with how far away HRC is from Whiffy Winner, it's not really going to affect Whiffy that bad. It may give him a little bit of help down the straight, but back here in the more technical section, I don't think it's going to hurt him at all.
Yeah, especially with the draft broken here. As HRC is going to be coming into the penultimate corner here. Nice line from the Mercedes driver into the last corner. He's going to be coming across the line. And it is going to be provisional pole for HRC. It looks like Whiffy won't be able to... Skeppy moves up to 4th. So, yeah, great result for Skeppy in qualifying. And I think that is going to be it for qualifying, yep.
Yeah, HRC with a stellar lap. He's 5/10 clear, half a second faster than anybody else in that qualifying session, but everybody needs to remember it's going to be raining very heavily at the beginning of this race, so that could be a huge equalizer on everybody's pace. It could bring the guys that were in the back end qualifying closer to the front. We saw Weiser Square running very good in the rain last week, and he didn't qualify that well last week. So look to see some of the guys in the back make their way to the front, and maybe a few guys that are at the front fall to the back because they're not as good in the rain. So that's going to be something to watch out for. Also, just watch out for once everybody makes that decision to start pitting, what tire they go for once we get off of that compound.
And just trying to fix our audio here. It does seem like I have an echo.
And as you can see here on the screen now, it is absolutely pouring here at the Circuit de Paul Ricard. In the pit lane, it's raining very, very hard. I can actually see puddles on the tarmac. That is really going to affect some of these guys. And one thing I'm actually wondering is, I didn't think about this earlier. I don't think HRC could run a lap that fast if he was on a wet setup, because I know Maverick can easily run 130 flats all the time, and can sometimes get down to the 129.8s, 129.7s, I believe. So I'm kind of wondering if HRC wasn't paying attention and is actually on a dry setup. So we'll have to see how that affects him in this race. But here we are. You can see the cars making their pull-off now. Coming down the pit straight. HRC in the Mercedes on his debut race, leading them into turn 1 during this formation lap. He's going to hit one of the bollards there in turn 1 and throw it out of the way. And going to just go through the order real quickly with you. HRC on pole, BRL Maverick with a very good lap. He's starting on the outside in row 1. Dzonic in P3. BRL Skeppy setting a very good lap for himself at the very end of that session. Wondering how much time we'll actually see rain here at the track before it transitions to dry. Maybe Skeppy will be able to make up quite a bit once it gets drier. Whiffy winner in the Toro Rosso with a decent time. He is going to be as long as he finishes this race, he will be ahead of SF1 Tom in the championship standings. That'll put him into second place behind our current championship leader, Maverick. Exia in the McLaren close to the front in P6. Look for him to be making some moves early. Redeemer, a very offensive driver. Watch for him to be making some very, very risky moves early on that you wouldn't see many drivers doing. Ritzy Raccoon in 8th place here in the Alfa Romeo. He will be starting just behind Redeemer. Watch for him to be playing it safe early on. SF1 Cardinal, a driver who's new to the league but has already podiumed in the Haas, starting P9. Not sure how good he is in the rain. We've only seen him in the rain one time, as you see him getting a little loose there on my screen. Funky Cactus in the Racing Point starting in P10. Mech Senna in the Red Bull starting P11. 12th is going to be Mech's Face Taste in the Haas. The Ferrari of Orange Crush starting P13. Wiser Square with an unfortunate qualifying show here today is starting P14. But like I said, last week he did very good in the rain, so look to see him moving his way toward the front. And then one thing I want to touch on is the car in the very back, Toxin, did not set a lap at all in qualifying. So just wondering how well this Red Bull is going to do today, but that's going to be something we're just going to have to wait and see as we get all the cars lining up here on the grid now. As we can see, the last cars are now in place. I'll hand it over to Blue Flag to give us the call for green.
That's if it's not echoing. As we get ready for we have 4 or 5 red lights. Sorry, on the screen. And Toxin gets a jump start as we head down the main straight. Yeah, I still have an echo, Oliver. You're gonna have to take over.
Right on. Ooh, big contact. HRC goes around in turn 1. Big pile up here in the first chicane. They didn't even make it through one turn. That's not going to bring out a safety car, but I can see carbon fiber littering the track everywhere. HRC goes from sitting in first place all the way to last. So we'll have to see if he's able to make his way up. BRL Maverick stayed clean through there. Doesn't look like he has any damage, but everybody... Oh, virtual safety car. There is now a virtual safety car. And